Test, 1, 2, 3. Test, 1, 2, 3. Test, testing. Test, 1, 2, 3. Test. Test. Mic check. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Audio good.
Mike, check.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Laredo Independent School District Public Hearing. It's Wednesday, February the 16th, 2022. It's 5:18 at the Amber Year Boardroom. Roll call, please.
Mr. Hector J. Garcia,
I'm present.
Mr. Hector J. Noyola. Here. Ms. Monica Garcia in present, Dr. Benita Ramirez,
Present.
Mr. Jose Valdez, Mr. Guadalupe Gomez,
Present.
Mr. Ricardo Garza.
He's running late.
Okay. Have a quorum.
Dr. Rios? We'll wait for the Pledge of Allegiance for the second.
Item number, good afternoon, everyone. Item number 1, discussion and presentation on the 2020-2021 Texas Accountability Performance Report. This is a report that's required every year. Dr. Cruz?
Mr. Cruz? Dr. Cruz?
Yes. Yes, good afternoon, members of the board, Dr. Rios, and members of the audience. This report is a presentation for compliance in regards to the Texas Academic Performance Report scheduled for today, February the 16th, 2022. The Texas Academic Performance Report pulls together a wide range of information on students as well as employees. It is disaggregated by student groups, including ethnicity, socioeconomic status. The report also provides extensive information on school, district staff programs, and student demographics. We received our report back in December 3rd, 2021, as the rest of the state of Texas, all public school districts, and by statute, we must have a public hearing within 90 days. With every TAPER report, we do have a cover sheet, and on this cover sheet, it tells us that our school district, along with all other school districts across the state, were not rated. There was no accountability rating for this for the last academic school year. It was declared a state of disaster due to the COVID pandemic. However, one measure did remain. This was the results-driven accountability, and we as a school districts have fell under determination status of needs intervention. With this determination status, there's a set of compliance items that we must submit to the Texas Education Agency in terms of action planning to address the needs of our special education students. Here we have a breakdown of student demographic information. We are comparable to the district and the state. We see the district in yellow and we see the state in blue. However, I do want to highlight 3 areas, particularly when it comes to economically disadvantaged. We as a school district have an economic disadvantage rate of 96.6. Compare that to the state of 60.30. Looking at emergent bilingual, which was once known as English language learners, we have a percentage of 52.9% as opposed to the state of 20.70. And another category is the at-risk category. We as a school district are 69.3. Compare that to the state of 49.20. Other demographic information includes student ethnic distribution. We as the school districts have 100% of our students are Hispanic, and we compare that to the state with 53% Hispanic, 26% white. Next category would be African American at 13%, followed by Asian at 5%. And we, as you can see, as a school district, 100% Hispanic. Additional information that is provided in the TAPER report is the STAR Student Performance Report. We do have a comparison. And in this particular report, we do have comparisons made to 2019 and to 2021. Recall back in the spring of 2020, the Commissioner of Education canceled all STAR due to the pandemic. So therefore, these comparisons are being made to school year 2019 and to 2021. This also represents a participation rate of 80% of our students who are eligible to take the STAR were administered the STAR. And as you can see, we do see drops in all areas.
I think a special note, Dr. Cruz, as we discussed at the curriculum and instruction meeting, is that because we were on virtual instruction and because students did not test for an entire year, nor did they have the interventions for the results of a test in between. I think that our comparison to 2019, which is the only one we can make, is not comparing apples to apples.
Correct, yes. In 2019, it was full in person, face-to-face, a normal academic school year, as opposed to 2021, where we had the majority of our students, I would say about 98% of them were on a remote learning environment. Additional information, we do have, TAPER provides us information in regards to performance categories. The performance categories on STAR, approaches, meets, and masters, and by grade level. Again, not having the 2020 STAR results and comparing 19 to 21, we do see drops in those performance categories at approaches, meets, and masters. Additional information which is provided with TAPER is our student growth. In our accountability, we do have student growth that looks at prior year performance in mathematics and English language arts. There was no progress measure for 2021 due to the cancellation of STAR in 2020. Therefore, the comparison is made for school years 2018 and 2019. We did have considerable growth of those years, and we did see some growth or good growth when it comes to our end of course, which are the STAR performance at our high schools for English 2, Algebra 1, English 1, Algebra, those two, English and Algebra. We also have information in regards to our attendance and dropout rate comparison. We have our state in blue, region in green, and our district in yellow. Looking at school years 2019 to 2020, we see a percentage rate, a gain of a percentage rate of 2.1%. Looking at our annual dropout rate for grades 7 through 8, we do see a decrease of 0.1%. Which is good, and we do see an annual dropout decrease of 0.5 percentage points. I do want to mention that this is lagging data. In other words, this is data that has happened back in 2020. This is how the TAPER report is generated. Additional information in regards to longitudinal graduation rates. We do get credit for seniors who graduate, of course, within 4 years. Also, those students who graduate within 5 years and students who graduate within 6 years. Looking at the district, we do see gains when we compare ourselves to the state and region. We are better than the state and region in all years. Looking at the class of 2019 to 2020 at the 4-year graduation rate, we did see an increase of 1.5 percentage points. At the 5-year extended graduation rate, comparing school years 18 to 19, we do see an increase of 0.6 percentage points. And 6-year extended, comparing 17 to 2018, we do see a gain of 1.8 percentage points. When it comes to college and career military readiness, overall category of 95.9 in terms of CCMR, we are outperforming the state and the region. CCMR is based on a set of 10 criteria. Students who are taking TSI, students who are taking advanced placement, students who are garnering industry-based certifications. We do see that 95.9% of our seniors for the class of 2020 are garnering at least one measure. If we look at college readiness specifically, which looks at our TSI, which is our college readiness, ACT, SAT, participation and performance, we are at a 92.3 percentage points. And looking at career military ready, 36.3 percentage points, which is better than state and comparable to the region. Additional information in regards to SAT and ACT, number of students tested and number of percentage of students who are meeting criterion. Here we see a comparison of the state, region, and district. For this particular school year, it was towards the tail end of the pandemic. We did see a decrease in the number of students tested at 2.4%, and we did see a decrease of the number of students meeting criteria at 0.3 percentage points.
And again, I just want to point out that in the 2019, 2020, 2021 academic years, most colleges and universities did forego the requirement of the SAT and ACT, and therefore we statewide and nationally saw a decrease in the number of students actually testing. And so the numbers are are not indicative of the number of students that actually went to college.
Yes. Thank you. More information regards to advanced placement and dual credit. Here we have the percent of students that received and completed at least one credit, either advanced placement or dual enrollment, comparing the state, region, and district. We are either comparable or we're doing better than the state or the region. If we were to group all these subject areas for the class of 2020, we did see an increase of 6.7 percentage points. Looking at English language arts alone, we did see an increase of 3.1 percentage points. In math, we do see a decrease of 1.1 percentage points. In science, a decrease of 2.1%, and social studies at a 2.8%. For graduates enrolled in Texas Institution of Higher Education, this is the percent of students that enrolled either in a college or university, and it does include public colleges. We do see a decrease of 3.3% more students attending public universities or colleges from a 50.2 for the class of 2018, and for the class of 2019, a 53.5 percentage points.
Increase.
Looking at our teacher ethnic distribution, we do have 96% of our teachers are Hispanic. If we were to compare ourselves to the state on the right, we would see that 57% of the state is white as teachers, followed by 29% Hispanic, followed by African American at 11% and Asian at 2%.
Yeah, I think so. I don't have.
Additional information that the TAPER report provides is the years of experience for our teachers, comparing the district and the state. Looking at beginning teachers for the district and the state. Beginning teachers for our school district are 3% of our teachers are beginning, and if you look at the state, 7%. For teachers who have at least 1 to 5 years, 18% for Laredo I.S.D, compare that to the state of 28%. Looking at 6 to 10 years experience, 16% of our school district, followed by 20% of the state. For 11 to 20 years, we do see our school district at 40, the state at 29. For 21 to 30 years, 18% of our teachers, the state at 13, and 30 plus of 5%, and the state at 3%. Staff information in regards to average years of experience for principals, assistant principals, and teachers. Again, comparing the district and the state. If we were to look at principals, this refers to the completed years in total as a school district. We are averaging 7.3. If we were to look at the state at 6.4. Principals with the district, in other words, principals that are employed with the school district, 7.3% or 7.3 years as opposed to the state of 5.5. And assistant principals at an 8.3, the state of 5.5. Assistant principals within the district, 8.1, and the state at a 4.8. As you can see in green, we are having more average years of experience for administrators, and very similar data when it looks at our teachers. Average years of experience, 14.3. Average years within the school district for teachers at 12, and we are much higher in terms of average years when we look at the state average. Some more information in regards to our student enrollment by instructional program. Looking again at the district and the state, 52.9% of our students are enrolled in bilingual ESL program. If we compare that to the state, 21%. So we have more students on average who have been identified or enrolled rather in a bilingual ESL education program. Looking at gifted and talented, as the school district, 13% of our students are labeled as gifted and talented. Looking at the state at 8.3, we have more, and that is at a 4.7%. And special education students, 9.9% for the school district, and our state at 11. The state at 11.1, a decrease of 1.2 percentage points. So this completes the TAPER report. I do have the booklet there for you, and this information is the public record, and it's available for anyone who would like to delve more into the TAPER report and all of our information.
Any comments or questions from anybody? We appreciate all the hard work that goes into getting this information together and presenting it, something that we need to notify our parents and the people in our district on what's going on in the district as a whole, our numbers, our testing. Appreciate all the work that you all do.
Yes, we do. And schools, for the record, are required to present this type of report to their
Right.
parents.
By law. Any questions?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Call the second meeting to order, the Laredo Independent School District Board of Trustees, regular board meeting, Wednesday, February 16, 2022. It's 5:33 on the Amber Year Boardroom. Roll call, please.
Let me do the same one. Mr. Hector J. Garcia,
Present.
Mr. Hector J. Noyola,
Here.
Ms. Monica Garcia, I am present. Dr. Benita Ramirez,
Present.
Mr. Jose Valdez,
Absent.
Mr. Guadalupe Gomez,
Present.
Mr. Ricardo Garza.
He's running late. Mr.
Jessica, do you have the one that's for the board meeting?
No, they'll bring it up to you in a minute.
Okay.
Pledge of allegiance. Oh, we're gonna do that first? Oh, no, it's okay.
Good evening, board members. We have as our guest tonight our veteran that we are recognizing. Please help me welcome Mr. Roy Medina, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm sorry, Mr. Roy Mendez. I stand corrected.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Good evening, honorable board members and Superintendent Dr. Rios. Tonight, the I.S.D. Board of Trustees salute.
National anthem.
Oh, yes, please come in. Thank you. Please rise for the national anthem. I would like to thank Cigarroa High School student, Mr. Claudio Herrera, who is an all-area and an all-state alternate in trombone. Claudio Herrera is directed by Mr. Servando Serna, again, a student at Cigarroa High School. May I continue with the board recognitions? Okay. Tonight, the Laredo I.S.D. Board of Trustees salutes the military service of Mr. Roy Mendez, who served his country in the United States Army from 1982 through 2003. Here's a video produced by ITV highlighting Mr. Mendez's service.
This evening, the Laredo Independent School District has the pleasure of honoring Staff Sergeant Roy Mendez, a veteran of the United States Army and a current history teacher here at Cigarroa High School. Mr. Mendez served our great country for 21 years, from 1982 until his retirement from the Army in 2003. He was deployed to various different countries overseas like Korea, Egypt, and Haiti. But his most memorable experience was when he was deployed as part of Operation Desert Storm. He tells us about that experience.
Well, definitely my time in the Gulf War. It was something that I felt we were doing the correct thing. We were trying to protect another country, and so I voluntarily went, and I did it for what I consider to be a just cause.
Mr. Mendez shares with us how this time helped shape the person that he is today.
Well, I believe it made me realize that discipline, loyalty, duty, selfless service, that there are things bigger than ourselves. And so to try to help the world community become a better place.
These qualities have helped Mr. Mendez be a great history teacher at Cigarroa High School for the past 10 years. He thanks I.S.D for this opportunity, and he shares with us the message that he strives to pass along to his students.
I would like the students to understand that the world is a very large place with many people of different cultures. To be able to understand that there is a major difference between cultures and to try to embrace and understand these people. To find out there's more in common than differences. But to be aware is the main thing, is to be aware.
These lifelong opportunities began for Mr. Mendez back in 1982, when he decided to volunteer his service to the military. He tells us why he decided to volunteer.
I wanted to do something for the community, something bigger than myself. I wanted to become a part of something that I felt strongly about. I wanted to protect people, and so I thought this was the way to go. I volunteered. So it's a little bit different than many people's experience. I know some people were drafted and didn't want to go, and I understand that. But that was not my case. I voluntarily went, and I thought I was doing it for a good purpose. It did help me.
Thank you, Mr. Mendez. I.S.D salutes you for your service and thanks you for being a part of our teaching community.
Mr. Mendez, we can't thank you enough for all of your sacrifices that you made during your 21 years in the Army. I ask that you please join us up front for a special presentation by the LISD Board of Trustees. We would also like to welcome your wife to our board meeting, Ms. Laura Mendez. Please join us up front for the photos. I can read it, or if you'd like to read it. Okay. The Laredo I.S.D Board of Trustees recognizes Mr. Roy Mendez for his patriotic ideals, selfless sacrifice, service to this country in the U.S. Army from 1982 to 2003, and leadership as a staff sergeant with 21 years of service. Presented February 16th, 2022.
And I want to take this time to thank my colleagues and myself, our 20,000 students and our 4,000 employees. Thank you for your service. Your continued support. One, two, three, four, one.
I would just simply like to thank the board for giving me the opportunity to continue serving my community in LISD. A fantastic job. I love going to work every day. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, Mr. Mendez, and Ms. Mendez, welcome. May I continue with special observances? Raul Charo passed away on January the 12th. He worked in the technology department as a computer programmer and retired around 1994. Carlos Cabello Jr. passed away on January the 30th. Mr. Cabello worked at Cigarroa Middle School as a math teacher. He worked at I.S.D for 28 years and retired in 1993. Josefina O. Torres passed away on January 24th. She worked at Cigarroa High School for 27 years. Carlos Rodriguez passed away on January 19th. He taught at Sanchez Ochoa Elementary School for 27 years. Fidel Carlos Ramirez passed away February the 5th. He was an agricultural teacher at Martin High School. Julia Watson Jones passed away February 6th. Mrs. Jones was a teacher at Zachary and Sanchez Ochoa Elementary Schools for many years in the 1970s and 1980s. May we please have a moment of silence in memory of Mr. Charon, Mr. Cabello, Ms. Torres, Mr. Rodriguez, Mr. Ramirez, and Ms. Jones. May I continue with board recognitions? Tonight, we are proud to recognize our elementary school science fair winners, our spelling bee champion, middle school basketball champions, and 2 of the region's top track and field athletes. We begin by recognizing the vertical team winners of the 2022 Elementary Science Fair at LISD. We start with Alma Pierce Elementary School, who was the first place winner for the Mustang team. Here representing Alma Pierce Elementary School are their science fair sponsor Eileen Sanchez and their principal, Ms. Noralva Johnson. Also joining us up front is Science Dean Nidia Zamilpa, our Director of Elementary Education, Rubala Ramirez, and our Assistant Superintendent for CNI, Dr. Gerardo Cruz.
Making this way. 3, 2, 1. More. 3, 2, 1.
Congratulations, Alma Pierce. Next, Brewery Elementary School and Santa Maria Elementary School tied and were the first place winners for the Tiger team. So here representing Brewery Elementary are their science fair sponsors, Ari Masalas and Rosalinda Guerra Gonzalez, and school principal, Michelle Martinez. Representing Santa Maria Elementary School are their science fair sponsor, Elida Campos, and their principal, Mr. Jose R. Perez.
More. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you and congratulations. And Santa Maria Elementary School was the first place winner in the photo team. Representing Santa Maria this evening are their science fair sponsor, Grace Ortiz, and school principal, Michelle Gonzalez. Science sponsors, we thank you for preparing our futures, doctors, engineers, scientists. We admire your work. Thank you.
Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
And now we're going to honor the winner of the LISD Spelling Bee. After going word for word with LISD's top spellers, Farias Elementary fourth grade student Victoria Salazar was declared the first place winner of LISD's Spelling Bee. She also was the third place winner last year in the 2021 Spelling Bee. Victoria's spelling coach is Isela Mendoza, and her teacher is Giselle Castaneda. Here with Victoria is her spelling coach, Isela Mendoza, and her teacher, I believe, is also here, and school principal, Vanessa Ortegon. All of our spelling bee participants are winners because they have greatly expanded their vocabulary, learned concept, and developed correct English usage that will help them all their lives. All of our top spellers will be competing at the citywide spelling bee on March the 26th at Laredo College.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Last week, the athletic department hosted the LISD Middle School Basketball Tournament. Here is a short video produced by LISD's Instructional Television Department highlighting our winners. Congratulations to the teams that had an undefeated regular season and were tournament champions. Representing the teams tonight are their coaches and some school administrators. And this includes, we'll start off with Cigarron Middle School's girls 7th grade team, coached by Charmaine Hines. And if we could have up front our athletic director, Sylvia Barrera, and our assistant superintendent for student services, Ms. Maggie Martinez. Okay. She couldn't be here with us tonight, but we'll move on to the Lamar Middle School boys 7th grade team, coached by Jose Cardenas. And of course, Lamar's principal is Mr. Eddie Lopez. Okay, they're all busy right now. Okay, Cigarron Middle School's girls 8th grade teams, coached by Marcia McDonald. And the Memorial Middle School boys 8th grade team, coached by Eduardo Inocencio. Thank you so much and congratulations. And finally, we have 2 of the region's top track and field athletes who recently broke school records. And Coach Barrera, you might as well stay here for the next recognition. Emily Laredo of Cigarron High School broke the 200-meter school record. She broke the school's record with a time of 25.92. The former record was set in 2011. And so we congratulate Emily Laredo for her excellence in and off the field. Here with Emily are her coach, Carlos Cruz, and school principal, Mr. Isnaola. Okay, let's go. He's taking pictures, que lindo. Oh, our Assistant Superintendent for Student Service, Maggie? Maggie, not here, okay. Oh, representing Cigarroa, Bianca Martinez and Ms. Loretta Cisneros.
Lawyer. 4, 3, 2. Can we just say?
Also, we have Margarita Benavides of Nixon High School, who broke the 3,200-meter Nixon High record with a time of 9 minutes and 31.21 seconds. The former record was set in 1989. Here with Margarito and his track coach, Juan Heredia, and I believe school principal, Ms. Cassandra.
One, one, two.
Yeah, let's go. Yes, sir, thank you.
We wish best of luck to Margarito and Emily as they continue their track season. Hope to see you all at the state track meet.
This way, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2.
Let me take one.
Yeah.
Sorry. You probably want one. Thank you and congratulations. And this concludes tonight's board recognitions. Thank you, board members. And thank you, honorees and parents. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, that was. Estamos peleando.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Ándate.
Hey, it's right here. Yes. No.
Sitting right back to student.
Your back hurting?
Yeah.
Go and see Dr. Waterman. He's the one that did my back surgery 12 years ago.
Neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
the name.
He won't do surgery. I went to the doctor here,
San Antonio or me?
San Antonio.
Yes.
He's good.
Next week. She give me from my car.
Yeah, well, I don't know how many
My
people
car's
are
right there,
speaking.
30. The glasses and my cell phone is right there. Is it open? It's open. Yeah, next week.
How many speakers? How many are there?
Some.
Yeah.
Shut down the program.
We're back in session. We're back after the presentation. Public forum. Monica?
Mr. Anthony Torres for Martin High School on ROTC.
Okay, in the ROTC, there's 7 people signed up for 15 minutes. We're gonna give everybody 2 minutes to speak instead of 1. Right? Thank you. Go ahead.
They all signed up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The one she's counting, yes. You're out of order, please. They already have it. They already made the announcement.
We have it here.
Thank you. Go ahead. Get it closer.
Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Torres, and I just talked about how disrespectful you all have been to us by pushing us aside and treating us like nothing. Instead of just being there, you should be come up here and saying that you're proud of us. Proud of us for taking the time to come up here and talk to y'all. Because let me just remind you, bylaw number 1, respect students' rights and recognize them. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
Ms. Emily Garcia from Martin High School for ROTC.
Good evening, everyone.
You can lower your mic, mija. There you go.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Cadet Emily Garcia. Please hear me out. Please bring back Mr. Ruiz. He has done so much for me. Despite the circumstances, I still look up to him. He has been there for me and he always gave me advice and he will always motivate me. And I'm sure he has done the same thing for the JRTC members. I just feel really upset that he's not there anymore. I really look up to him so much, and I'm sure everyone in JRTC looks up to him the way I do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Iracema, Ms. Iracema Tijerina.
Sí, buenas noches.
Buenas
Umi.
noches.
Oh, sorry. Soy Iracema Tijerina,
Yes.
mamá de Emiliano Paredes, ¿verdad? Vengo a exponer un caso, ¿verdad? Estoy muy molesta, ¿verdad? Porque no es justo y quiero que todos los padres se enteren porque lo que le pasó a mi hijo, no quiero que pase con alguien más. Y quiero que esa persona, y anduve investigando, sí se puede remover esa persona, ¿verdad? Y poner otro en su lugar, ¿verdad? No estoy echando mentiras y anduve investigando, ¿verdad? Porque me duele mucho. Y estoy orgullosa que mi hijo esté en la escuela Martin High School, ¿verdad? El poder lo tiene cada uno de ustedes, por favor. Que no vuelva a pasar el incidente que le pasó a mi hijo con esa persona, con ese instructor. No quiero que pase a alguien más. Estoy muy dolida como padre, como madre, porque soy las dos cosas. Y lucho por mi hijo. Y espero y tengo la fe, primero en Dios y en ustedes, que van a hacer algo. Que van a hacer algo. No es mi opinión, ¿verdad? Pero si no, voy a buscar, voy a mover mar, cielo y tierra, lo que tenga que hacer para que se haga justicia. Por favor. Es todo lo que tengo que decir. Quisiera decir más cosas, pero no sé cuánto tiempo tengo.
30
¿verdad?
segundos.
Ok. Y no quiero que vayan a agarrar represalia ni contra mí, ni contra mi hijo, ni contra nadie, en verdad, porque estamos peleando los derechos de mi hijo y los derechos míos, ¿verdad? Como madre, como padre, por mis taxas, por lo que sea, ¿verdad? No quisiera que esto se extendiera a más, que nadie tuviera que pasar por eso y que otras personas no se tengan que enterar lo que está pasando en el distrito.
Muchísimas
¿verdad?
gracias.
Si lo podemos evitar, si se puede evitar, sí se puede. Querer es poder, ¿verdad? Entonces, que no lleguemos a salir de aquí, avanzar a ir a otras partes, ¿verdad? Para que nos hagan caso, para que nos hagan valer nuestros derechos. Porque hay gente que sí trabaja.
Your
Y
time
que
is up,
lucha por
ma'am.
nuestros hijos.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Gracias. Next.
Mr. Jorge Mata? Did I say the last name correct? Martinez, I'm sorry. It's not. Okay.
Good afternoon, board. As I came in last month, myself and my wife, we are a parent of a Martin High School student. My son was in Martin, graduated last year, as I told you, and as a taxpayer because the district was getting money for my son. So that makes me a parent. And as a regular parent, like you said, you will fight for your kids. If you think something is wrong, you're gonna question things. So I began to question things. So can I please put the picture? I'm sorry, how long do I have?
You have a minute and a half, sir. I'll take
Okay,
these
appreciate
7
it.
seconds, 8 seconds off.
And here's what, real quick, because I got a minute. Okay, my question is, when Dr. Nelson took off in 2016, he was getting paid by you, the district, $213,000. When Dr. Rios came in on board in 2017 also, she was paid $321,000 by you, the board. That is a difference of almost $100,000. And that is one of my questions. And I'm sure you board members took the time to look at the pay chart. Now, my question is, then in 2017, she gets 232,000. In 2018-19, she went down to 200,000. I don't know why. That is a drop. I understand it. Then in 2019 and 20, she gets paid 235,000. And currently, last year, 2019, 2020, she's getting paid $260,000. And my question is, why is she getting so much money when Dr. Nelson was here for many years and she started it in 2017 with over $100,000? My final question is, why is Dr. Rios making she's making more money than the President of the United States? And there is no money for anybody else because the President of the United States gets $250,000. And yes, is this also part of did she get allowance for meals? Did she get a clothing allowance? I don't know. I'm just asking. And this is the type of question that the public need to understand and ask, where is our taxes going to? And we have the right as a citizen to question. That is called check and balance by our government. I fought for this right. I slept on the trenches for 3 years in the desert, on top of a tank in metal. Why? So I do as a citizen, and every citizen has the right, and you teachers need to stand up for your kids. It's not fair that, there's no money for the transportation because we're in COVID, or the security guard, there's no extra time because there's no gain. But yes, how is Dr. Rios making $35,000 the same year? How is that fair to everybody else? And I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Ms. Emiliano Paredes. Autism.
You have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you. In November 11, 2021, my instructor called my mother, scaring her, asking her where I was, if I could be in danger. He already knew that I was attending the board meeting. Why did he do that to my mother? He was also very mad with me the next day in front of class, where he interrogated me. I told him it was Bayon and my idea to go to the board meeting to place tape in the mouth for silent protest. He said that was dumb. When I said, why are you mad, sir? He left to the other room, called me, and told me in front of other students, you're a good kid, don't be a bad kid, while punching me in my shoulder. Why did I did nothing wrong? I have a right of freedom of speech. His comments confused all of us cadets, as he's still at Martin High School and Mr. Reese is gone. It's not fair they want me to leave instead of him. I do not appreciate it when Dr. Rio looks down at me, making faces at me like she does not believe what the instructor did to me in front of the class. She only cares about stopping us from coming to the board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Valentin Ruiz.
That is the last one, right?
No, he was actually
That's
before
fine.
everybody else.
We can wait. Go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Kevin Lopez from Martin High School, JROTC.
Hello. I'm here to talk about that the little complaint that why did y'all remove Mr. Reese from Martin High School or ROTC? He was very useful to us, and he helped us in everything, and he cheered for us in competitions and everything. He was one of the only ones that actually cared about us. Everyone in the program, and I even have a video where it shows that he's cheering for us. They can put it. Owen?
I'll stop your time while we make the change.
Right there, it showed where he was actually cheering for us. Like, why was he removed? I might not know, so other people might know, but not me. And well, we want him back. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
Mr. Byron Rubio?
My name is Brian Rubio, and on November 12th, 2021, I was humiliated, embarrassed, interrogated, and my First Amendment rights of free speech was invalidated by my instructor, who said it was dumb to put tape in our mouth to silent protest in board meetings the day before. He also told me never to wear my JRTC PT shirt to board meetings. Why? I earned that PT shirt. It's not a JRTC uniform. His comments and lies confused us cadets. In addition, I cannot understand why he's still at Martin High School when the district is fully aware of what he did. It's like they are protecting him. The district wants us to leave Martin High School, and that's not fair. It's not fair like today on item 3E, you're going to approve $500,000 when you lie to us and say there's no money for JRTC because of the pandemic. And you also took away Mr. Ruiz, and he was considered as part of the JRTC family, and we want him back. And also, as you can see on the video, he was cheering for us, and the majority of our kids that attend practice aren't coming to practice anymore because they're already losing their confidence in themselves, and they're becoming very, I would say, depressing because he isn't there to motivate us and to give us a reason why to continue for Raiders competition. And also about the millions, on February 16, 2022, BA-2122-32 discuss and possible action to approve the general operating fund budget amendment in the amount of $500,000 from mariachi and orchestra applies to purchase mariachi uniforms, concert wear uniforms, and other uniforms. Financial Management Department, Construction Department, Fund 199, General Operating Fund 616, Capital Projects, which was the amount of $500,000.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Mr. Roberto Treviño?
Good afternoon, I'm Roberto Terino. In the Employee Handbook under Employee Conduct and Welfare Standards of Conduct, page 62, I recognize and respect the rights of students, parents, other employees, and members of the community. Yet I have heard whispers from I.S.D that my uncle, Mr. Luis, Sergeant Martinez, are troublemakers. I personally heard Colonel tell my uncle and Nixon, "We don't want any trouble, please don't bring any trouble." I heard Ms. Ayala say that Sergeant Martinez is using the students. As a student, I disagree with these remarks and lies. We students have witnessed the lies, and we ask for documentation or written statements. The district ignores students' emails. I heard Rick Gatsa use the word stupid, idiotic in board meetings. I also heard him tell Sergeant Martinez to suck it up when they say no. We are trying to make things better for all LISD students from Martin, Nixon, and Cigarroa. We are fighting for a change. a better future for all I.S.D. students. Stop confusing us with your lies and stop refilling us. We want Mr. Ruiz back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Reese,
Yes, sir.
for the ROTC, yes. Okay, so,
With all due respect, I want a picture of that,
What?
because I didn't sign up as a RTP.
no, I'm not saying that. He just says coalition. Yes,
He's not talking about, allowed to see, yeah.
yeah.
Can I speak for 5 minutes?
3 minutes. It's 3 minutes.
3
3
minutes.
minutes? Okay. Our nation was built with intolerant attitudes, structural racism, discrimination of all forms. I'm here to stand up for the needs of the LISD students as a taxpayer, a legal guardian, and a veteran. These children, the students, these guys who I love so much, they are LISD, not you, not the staff, but they are. And that's why we work for them, because they are LISD, and that's why I'm here to defend them. In 1720, Black property owners were allowed to vote. What about the regular Black people? That was discrimination. And what did they tell them? We're not telling you no. We're not telling you no, just not now. It's not your time. Be a good Negro, be a good Mexican, be a good Indian, be a good soldier. In 1875, Blacks got to vote, but not the women. Again, it's not your time. Wait, wait, wait. In 1920, women got the rights to vote, but not all women. Wait, Mexicans, because you need to learn how to read and write in English. Take a test. In 2017, my people, Native Americans of this country, barely got the right to vote. We are here to create change. We're not here to fight you. We want change. They want change. That's what America's about. But yet, you want to crucify us. You want to crucify me, taking me out of Martin High School. You're not hurting me. You're hurting them. I see them, and they cry when they see me. And you know what you don't do for them? You don't tell them to stand up, and I'm proud of you for fighting for your needs. Such a small request. Again, we fought for the obstacle course, the chain of command, but where's our chain of command? Why isn't she here speaking here for us? Mr. Noyola, con todo respeto, thank you for putting the names of the basketball players in the wall, but we're also fighting in the grievance for the names of the 1906 JROTC cadets who won 5 state championships. And we put it in our grievance. That's what we had to do to get your attention. Thank you, Mr. Mireles. He was here a while ago. He's working on it. I just hope their names are just as big. In 72, we won nationals, Martin High School. In 73, a joint task force of Martin and Nixon won nationals, first place. And there's nothing in those walls. Just like that wall inspires your son and the basketball players to be great, a four-peat. They got inspired by that, and we want the same for them, so they can be inspired by them.
Thank you, Mr. Ruiz.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Now we have Mr. Mario Mireles from Martin High School Administration.
Good evening, board members, board president, Dr. Rios, superintendent. Just wanted to come in and share a little bit of light of what we've been doing at Martin High School. I know that we've opened up to countless number of parent meetings. I know that we've heard a lot of concerns tonight, and we're going to continue doing that meeting with the parents. I want to thank cabinet member Dr. Rios and different people for answering a lot of the questions that some of the parents and some of the concerns that were raised and that we've heard in the first semester. I know that we continue to listen to the students. We've had 20 or more meetings with the cadets and just sitting down And I continue to invite all the parents. I know we've gotten the support. I know that we're just different things that are they have questions about. They have just different things. I know that going through the process, we've opened up in the parents' meeting. I know that Miss Ayala was present and just took us through the budget process and just see how we could answer a lot of those questions and time allocations of what we had. I know I've met with most of the people that are here, and I know we've gotten support. We're just installing, I know I talked to Mr. Velasquez this way, we're putting a new water system in by the obstacle course. I know it was approved last week. We just had a meeting last week, and I know that we have a part of our administration, Ms. Polanco, here that's always willing to just, if somebody needs to reach out, we'll answer those questions. I know Major Orozco is here, the commander that leads our battalion, and we're just gonna be listening, and I just want to thank you for the support and some of the questions that we've had that some cabinet members have in order for us to share it as a campus with all our community and with especially our cadets and our students that we've had there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
No,
Anybody else?
we don't have anybody else for report.
Thank you. I'm gonna skip the committee meetings report, board communication. Dr. Ramirez?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I want to thank everybody that was here today. I know that the administration is at Martin High School is trying to work with the students and their parents, and I appreciate that. I know that, well, what might seem as a slow process to some is still a process that needs to be followed, and we're grateful to the students for their patience, but we're also grateful to them for bringing awareness to some of the things that we need to take care of. And so thank you all for being here, and we thank you all for bringing things to light as you see fit, and thank you to the parents. I also want to take the opportunity to congratulate all of the kids who have been in competition all this week. We had some very big successes through many of our athletic programs at Cigarroa High School, at Nixon, at Martin. They've done an outstanding job as well. And so congratulations to them. We wish them a lot of luck in their competition. But more importantly, not just as important, not more important, but just as important, I want to bring to light some of earlier we had a meeting about the TAPER report, which is our accountability system, and we can't lose sight of the real mission of our schools, and that's their education. While we excel well in all extracurricular activities, and that includes athletics and band and ROTC and everything else, our excellence needs to come from our classrooms first. And so I do want to thank the principals and the administration and at the schools and the teachers, because we are trying to catch up academically. And I think that teachers are doing an outstanding job in working together to try to meet the needs of all of the students, moving from a virtual platform where we were for the last almost 2 years to this year where we are now in a face-to-face environment. I know it's been difficult for people to get back to a face-to-face environment, and some people are still nervous about the face-to-face environment. But that's the only way we're going to continue to succeed as a district. Knowledge is power. And I do think that there is much for us to be proud of together collectively as a school district. And I do want to thank everyone for their patience and hard work. We have a lot going on this week with the WBCA events, and so congratulations to all those who are going to participate in the events. We wish them well, and please be safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Just wanting to thank our students from JLTC and congratulating them on their second place for their 2022 Wolfpack Challenge, where they were able to earn that second place winning. So I want to congratulate you guys. Also, our Martin High School soccer team, they've been doing good, and our staff that keep on doing what they have to do to adapt with all these changes that are coming up on a daily basis, one week we have some spikes, another week it's something different, but everyone seems to be able to adapt and work together to move on. So I do want to thank our staff and every single person that puts their part to make our district move forward. And also thanking every single person that was able to attend this meeting today and those that are virtually hearing us tonight. So thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. I want to start by hoping that everyone did have a very nice Valentine's Day. And I want to also say that I'm very proud of Sierra High School on their basketball, girls that were able to advance to area. That is I'm very, very happy for that. Of course, the track and field, they're doing a fantastic job. Obviously, my Chigarroa High School basketball boys also last night played a very, very well played game. We came out short, but Martin took it and it's okay. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I also want to thank all in the continuous working of the entire employees of I.S.D for continuing to move this district forward. I know it's been hard and trying times, but then yet again, we always push and strive, to find a middle ground. Y voy a decir esto en español, y para usted, señora, que la tengo atrás, que yo sé que es más fácil para usted, ¿verdad?, poder entenderme en español. Obviamente yo soy representante de las escuelas del sur. En vez en cuando yo, no me han puesto a enterarme completamente de lo que está sucediendo en Martin High School y tampoco no tengo un reporte como para saber qué es lo que está sucediendo. Pero lo que sí le quiero decir a los alumnos y los muchachos que como quiera, aunque ustedes piensen, piensen que no, pero uno sí está orgullosa de ustedes porque se lleva mucho, ¿cómo se dice? Like a lot of heart and passion. Es mucho empeño. Va a estar aquí cada board meeting y no quiero que ustedes piensen que uno no se escucha. O sea, uno escucha, pero hay cosas que se tienen que hacer en sus límites y en sus boundaries dependiendo cómo se hagan las cosas. Obviamente, a todos estamos aquí sentados porque tenemos ese corazón para hacer lo que se tiene que hacer. Y sinceramente, de corazón, yo les digo a cada uno de ustedes que siempre están aquí, yo sí los estoy escuchando, sí estoy entendiendo lo que ustedes están diciendo, pero también hay cosas y momentos y cosas que se tienen que hacer como se tengan que hacer. Todo va a llegar a su finalización. Lo único que pedimos es paciencia y entendimiento por los dos lados, para poder llegar a una conclusión que sea conclusiva para el mejoramiento de los muchachos y del distrito al mismo tiempo. So con eso acabo and just thank you to all.
Thank you. Excuse me. It's a little bit late. I've been late for a lot of things lately. But I learned a big lesson today. I have a handicapped sister in the hospital. I have my father in the hospital, and I have my 92-year-old father and my 92-year-old mother. The lessons that I've learned over the course of my lifetime all come directly from them. My handicapped sister has been like that for 50 some odd years. My dad, a veteran. My mom, both immigrants from Mexico. Migrant workers have seen run this, life has run them through the gamut of things that come their way. They've jumped every hurdle. They've done everything for us. We're a family of 10, and little by little, with whatever little pennies he saved together, and all of us working since I was in the 6th grade, working, our whole family got educated. And the lesson there is, my dad is telling me, in Spanish, no te mortifiques de mí, mijo. Todo llega al fin. And I go, Dad, you worked your butt off throughout your whole life. Sometimes people slam the door in your face. Sometimes you were told no. And you took it like a man, and you moved on because he knew that the most important part of his day was to take care of his family, to produce and to provide for his family. And the lesson, just that simple lesson. In fact, he wasn't supposed to go or to enroll or to enlist in the military because he was married at first, and they told him, we're not taking married men. So once they allowed married men to go in, he went back in there and did his job for his country. But he kept on fighting, even though some of the things that went on a daily basis were not to his liking. And what he tells me throughout all that time is that it just builds more character. He understood what he needed to do as a man. He did it. But our number one job as a man, he told me, is for you to provide for your family and to serve your country. So he did that. He instilled those values on us. Sometimes the answer is going to be no. You get up, dust yourself off, and you keep on going for the next battle. And that's it. No other secret other than that. As a man, you're going to get pushed around. But you can't be sticking around fighting the same battle when it's not good for your family. It's not good. It's not conducive for you to learn from why you lost, why you can't get up, why all these things are coming before you. In this 92 years, he's telling me, I've done everything that I could, and this is where it comes back to. Right now, I'm late because as a family of 10, we all take shifts in taking care of my parents and my dad and my sister. And he goes, I worked my whole life to do this so that you guys can be doing this for me now. And that's it. I come to the conclusion that no matter what I do, as multifunctional as I get every day to provide for my family, to go to work, to provide for my family, and to do what I'm doing right here, I wasn't going to miss. I have perfect attendance coming to all these meetings. But I'm not going to miss because I told Dad, I'll be here with you. He goes, you made it, you took an oath to be here, so you better get your butt over there. So there's the things that I see and all the lessons that I learned, I pass it on every day to all the students. And in Nixon High School, which I represent, all the coaches and all the kids that are there know that. They know that story, but they've known it since I've got there. We teach character, integrity, honor, commitment, discipline. And everything that teaches you, I told all the coaches, I'm not interested in the wins or losses. I'm interested in every kid that graduates from Nixon High School to know those 5 things, because that's what's going to carry him through life. Nixon was dealt a bad hand in going into 6A 3 years ago. Not even once did they complain. I complained, they didn't. They got up every day and they showed up to work every day. They showed up to every game. They got their butts kicked every time. And now basketball comes around. They haven't won district, going to 6A. And at the beginning of the season, I'm telling the coach, this is your chance to get it done and walk away, showing them what you got. During that whole time, teaching those kids the character, the commitment, the strength, the honor, and all these type of things, so that they can perform at the level that they did last night to win district, is something to be proud of. I'm super proud of those teams, Ciarroa, Martin, Nixon, because every time that we go and play, sometimes we go play better schools out there, but they are prepared to take on the challenge that if you get knocked down, you get right back up again. If you're fighting against somebody that's bigger than you, you go out there and give it 110%. And sometimes you don't win, and that's okay. Tomorrow there's another day. But if you keep on focusing on the losses, you're not going to ever be a winner. So my point to you today is that the lessons that life has to teach you are very simple. Whatever the coaches and the teachers and everybody teaches you, if you don't learn it from them, society has an ugly way of teaching them to you all. So if the answer is no some days, then get up and take it like a man and move on for the next battle. Don't sit around and dwell on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garza.
Yes, sir. I would like to thank I.S.D Nation for your hard work and dedication. Very positive actions happen every day at our schools, and everything that we do is for our students. We want the best for you, the students. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and everybody's heard and pretty much echo what everybody says. Something Mr. Garza said that hits home because we grew up in the same time. We represent the same school. I represent Nixon High School. President, we represent everybody. My father actually served with his father in the Army on a tank. I actually have a picture of my father with his father. We know it as the ROTC, Martin. My mother was in the ROTC. We understand. We're here to do what we can with the resources that we have. We see that there's money spent here, there's money spent everywhere. And there's a process at everything we do. Sometimes you see, well, they're not answering when you speak. We can't by law. We can only listen, take notes. That's all we can do until we get into something like this. Everything you said doesn't go one ear and goes out the other ear. We listen and we go back. We're just going to open up a building that your school requested with the kitchen and the cheerleading place. They requested that. We built that when we went out for bonds. I talked to Mr. Gomez, said we're going out for another bond, hopefully in 2 years or a year. Hopefully that the administration, and Mr. Mireles is saying, you know what, we need to do something with the ROTC. That's what they need to focus. It comes from the parents, it comes from the teachers, it comes from the administration, what we spend that money on. It doesn't come from the board. All we do is, yes, we support it. If the people in that area want it. We're building an area for Nixon because that's what they wanted. That's what we pushed when we sold the bond 4 years ago. It's a process. It's a long process. Again, we're doing everything that we can, as much as we can, and we'll continue to work for the best interest of our kids. We are LISD too. All of us sit here. Nobody gets paid a penny to sit up here. So we'll keep on working. We'll keep on working as a board to make it better tomorrow. But information that we give out is true information because we get audited, we get this and that by the state, not by anybody else, but state. We got to account for every penny that we spend. Yes or no? So make sure that information is right information. I just heard something about the superintendent's salary. I have no clue where those numbers came from because it's just not even close. But yeah, I know. But thank you very much, and we'll continue. Dr. Rios?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Item number 1, discussion and presentation on Laredo ISD's instructional continuity plan, including the TASA Midwinter Conference District participation and enrollment update. As you all may know, we've been working diligently to not only work with our kids on an everyday basis, and I know that you are here, students, as well as administrators and everyone in here. We all have one mission and we all share one story. And that one story is to help our students. At the meetings that we have all attended for all students, there's always been that message. There's never been a no. In fact, we talked about the budget process, and I want to reiterate that because that budget process is part of everything that we do as a school district. I'm very grateful that we can experience all the wonderful things. We have these wonderful projects up here in the front. And that's part of our instructional continuity. And Dr. Ramirez, thank you for reminding us about our mission, as well as everyone here. We do support all of our students. It's not one more than the other. There are things that we can improve, and that was said to all students, especially at the meetings that we had with ROTC. And as Mr. Mireles has said, there's been well over 20 meetings. And during those meetings, there was a list that was compiled of needs. And I believe, Mr. Mireles, you said there was more than half that have already been completed. So we're going to continue to do our best, but I do believe that we do need to speak with understanding and with comprehension and with the idea that we're working together, not apart. And with that being said, on the TASA Midwinter, I do want to commend our Board of Trustees for presenting. And it was really an awesome opportunity to share many of the good things that are happening in our schools. There was a presentation by our Student Services Department, our nurses in particular, in which we talked about all of the efforts that our nurses have been doing together. We did another presentation that had to do with the governance and the efforts that our Board of Trustees, as well as the community, have put together to take care of our students, to take care of our community itself. And we had a third presentation also, actually 4 presentations, because I was invited to be part of a presentation from all the superintendents, several superintendents from the area. I do want to talk to our Board of Trustees and everyone here. Santa Maria Elementary was commended at the TASA Midwinter Conference, and I will tell you why. We come from humble beginnings. We come from hardships. But Santa Maria was celebrated by the Commissioner of Education in front of 6,000 educators. And the reason that they were commended, and this is really a testament to the efforts of every single person in this room, as well as every single teacher. They were commended because even though they are 100% economically disadvantaged school, they were one of the top, actually, we were tied for the top performance at a 93% performance. And that is something that doesn't happen by one person. It takes the effort of all the teachers, all the administrators, parents, and students, and the support that we get from the board. And I want to tell you, I took a picture of Santa Maria being flashed up there, not knowing that that was going to happen. And that is something to celebrate. There are many things that we want to move forward. And so I'd like to ask our video to come out, and there's a video there from the TASA. I want to thank Dr. Ramirez for presenting. We had Mr. Perez, Maggie Martinez, our nurses, and Dr. Ramirez.
And just to add, at the end of the nurses' presentation, the TASA board is going to feature them in their next magazine. So that presentation is going to be featured in the next magazine.
Yes. So can you please play that
Video,
little video
please.
clip?
Action, camera.
It's not just about the goals. It's about the shared responsibilities that each of us has, whether we are an administrator, part of the governance team, part of that team of 8, or part of the integral parts of a school system, including our community. We also want to talk a little bit today about creating a school culture that not only works with the community, but is actually developing leaders at the same time. And so setting those board agendas that align with what are your shared goals and experiences? What are your expectations? And clearly define those expectations. That learner mindset. If we're not coming from a learner-centered ideal, we're going to have problems.
What do we have, what do we don't have? Let's make it fit, because our mission was to finish out the school year, ensure as much instructional continuity as we can, because we had seniors, we had our high schools, we had our high school's credits. Those things were important. We had to ensure that at least, the very least, we provided solid instruction to make sure we close out the school year.
And we've always had the communication between the health department, our sister district, and other entities throughout the community, and of course, other different medical professionals, to be able to create guidelines, recommendations, and also asking our nurses for their feedback, and of course, our principals and our committee.
That was the integral part of action. And so, in order for our district to be able to support all our nursing program, I.S.D. applied, and we were a vaccine provider. And then immediately, our board of trustees provided the necessary support for us to be able to accomplish our goal. Because again, the safety of our students and our employees came to the forefront, and it became a priority.
All right, thank you. Thank you very, very much. I know that I.S.D. continues to make a name for itself. Our enrollment update, Ms. Ayala and Mr. Castilla, as well as company, we've been talking about enrollment all this time. Slowly but surely, the numbers are creeping up. I believe that we had a 94% attendance for today. Yes. I'm sorry, don't have that here. Oh, sorry. We had a 93.59% attendance, and we have an enrollment of 20,230. We're working on that. In fact, we talked at leadership on Tuesday. We talked about a recruitment drive that we're going to be undertaking for the rest of the district. So that is my report. Thank you.
Can I add to the enrollment update? I just had, a quick question. If we are going to update, I guess, the CDC requirements, when it goes to people that are positive, because I know of a lot of students that have become, I guess, close contact or whatnot, or have COVID, but as we as adults, even for employment, do the 5-day rule. Are we not going to implement the 5-day rule to
Yes.
get more instruction time for the students in the classrooms? I mean, I just think that the 10 days is really
I believe we sent-
killing us.
Thank
And
you,
not
Ms.
only
Sosa.
us, but it's really taking away instructional time in the classroom for our students.
We sent out a notice, if I'm correct, earlier in the week, adhering to the CDC new rules and regulations for the 5 days. Of course, they still have to be free of fever and they still have to be free of symptoms, but we are doing that already. And this is crunch time. We're already going into testing mode. And so we need everyone to, collaborate, cooperate, and bring out as many as we can.
Anything else? A motion to approve the regular board meeting of January 27th,
So moved.
2022.
I'll second that.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion to bring up number 19.
So move.
Motion to bring up.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Against?
Yeah, please read the item, Dr.
Yes.
Rios.
Mr. Perez?
Yeah, Mr. Knudsen is here on behalf of the grievant. He has an announcement.
Okay.
Go ahead and read the item.
Item number 19, discussion and possible action regarding the level 3 hearing of the grievance of Mr. Fausto Torres, including discussion with legal counsel regarding related legal issues, possible closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Sections 551.071, 551.074, and 551.082. And I know that council has requested not a hearing, but
Correct.
some information to the Board of Trustees.
Mr. Perez?
Mr. Knudsen, just a couple of questions. You represent Mr. Torres, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and you've asked to go ahead and have this item moved up, and you're waiving the right to have the level 3 hearing, correct?
That's correct. And
And
I'll
just to make a brief announcement regarding
Okay.
that.
Good evening. First of all, on behalf of my client, Fausto Torres, who's here, he was injured on the job. He was a groundskeeper for 9 years. I'm sure you all know the situation, but Dr. Eli Nataki, he's doing an evaluation not till February 24 due to him having COVID. So I do want to call out Ms. Roberta Ramirez. She's been extremely helpful, nice, and walking us through the process and, giving us the opportunity when I had COVID to move it to today. So I appreciate that. And basically, I know you all want to bring him back just once he gets the ability to return to work or light duty. So on behalf of my client, he appreciates that and your all's attentiveness, and especially Ms. Ramirez. So that's the announcement I had. So he's improving little by little, and hopefully he can come back here sometime soon. And that's
Thank you
all I
very
have.
much. We appreciate all the hard work that he
Thank
did
you.
prior to his incident and look forward to working with us again, once again.
Thank you.
Once he's cured.
So no
Thank
action
you
is
for
taken
moving
on
on.
19.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcelo.
Motion to accept 3A,
So moved.
3B, 3C, 3D, 3E, and 3F.
I believe we have to do some amendments for the 3A.
Which
On
one?
the discretionary.
For discretionary.
Let's go to 3B to 3F, and then we'll go back to that one.
So move.
Second,
I'll second that.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Again, let's go to 3A.
You have at your desk, sorry, at your space, you have the latest amended version of what you had
So the
submitted.
grand total is 33,434 to 35,160.
So somebody else is adding something different, right?
Oh.
So what is it you're adding? Because right now at the bottom, it's 33,434, I'm sorry.
33,434.
I believe it's four different items. For mine, it's Loalina. It's 1432. And
They're already there.
no, but the items in red front represent items that will not that will need to be amended verbally for approval. So anything that's in red. 35. Oh, it's because we have to amend the total from the parade float expenses, so it will be removed. The total expenses from the parade float have to be deducted and then amend the different amounts that were requested. Like for myself, it was for the Walina, and then you have Mr. Noyola on ban, and you have Mr. Garza on incentives and library books, and Ms. Monica Garcia on one-act play.
So that will total up to the 33,436. So it will be as amended by
Right.
this one
So do we have to say as listed, or do they have to?
No, with amendments.
with,
With
So we-
amendments.
as
So-
amended.
So item 3A, instead of being 35,160, it's going to be 33,434. Is that correct, Ms. Jessica? Yes? Okay.
There's a motion to be, as amended
moved.
by Mr. Gomez, second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
Again? Thank you. Motion to approve 4A, 4B, 4C, 4D, 4E, 4F, 4G, 4H, 4I, 4J, 4K, and 4L.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion, there's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Again? Are you recommending tax refunds?
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
By Ms. Garcia, second by Dr. Ramirez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion to accept, consent item 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13.
So moved.
And 14,
Second.
sorry.
14, remember?
And,
Oh, 13,
no,
no,
up to 13.
up to 13.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Again?
We're gonna do it.
They were already.
Next,
So-
Dr. Rios,
We'd like to ask that we table number 14, please.
14, motion to table number 14.
So moved.
There's a motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Again? Number 15?
Item number 15, discussion and possible action to appoint members to board committees and chair assignments by president of the board.
The only change there, everything stayed pretty much the same. The only one in the health department, because we only have one meeting, I want to combine it into your committee.
Yeah.
And then when we have that meeting, just step in as the chairman. That way you have a bigger group. That way, and we don't have to spread it out. So we'll just move the health under,
Under that committee?
compliance.
apply it. And then when that one is, we just say the health supervisor, he'll be the chair, you'll that, but we don't have to create another one,
So move
Other
to
than that,
approve with,
like that.
recommendation.
second.
Good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Again, thank you. Next.
Item number 16, discussion and possible action regarding personnel matters, may I read all of them that are in closed session?
Right.
Possible closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Sections 551.074, 551.071, and 2. Item number 17, discussion and possible action to renew Administrator Chapter 21 one-year term contracts for the school year 2022-23 as recommended by the superintendent, possible closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.074A1. Item number 18, discussion and possible action to approve renewal of Administrator Chapter 21 probationary contracts for a second year for the school year 2022-2023 as recommended by the superintendent, possible closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.074A1. And number 20, discussion and possible action to approve the recommendation to hire the following professional positions. Possible closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.074, an elementary reading dean and police captain.
Do I hear a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
So moved.
It's been moved and second. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Time is 6:51 and we're going into closed session.
Action was taken. Dr. Rios?
Yes.
Yes.
Administration.
Item number 17, discussion and possible action to renew Chapter 21 one-year term contracts for the school year 2022-23. I would like to recommend as listed in that review.
So move.
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Next?
Item number 18, discussion and possible action to approve renewal of the Administrator Chapter 21 probationary contracts for a second year for the school year 2022-2023. I'd like to recommend those listed.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Next?
Item number 20, discussion and possible action to approve the recommendation to hire the following professional positions. For elementary reading dean, I would like to recommend Ms. Daisy Gonzalez.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Garcia, second by Mr. Gomez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Next?
For the position of police captain, I would like to recommend Mr. Eugenio Reyes.
So move.
Your second? Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? So 3-3.
Doesn't pass.
Yeah,
That's
against and 3. What's next?
it. So they have to do it again, after you do it again?
She has to come up with another recommendation.
What would they do the same thing?
What is it, 3-3?
3-3, yeah. It's by show of hands, all in favor, it says in favor, it says 3. Against, it's the middle 3. So, motion to table.
So move.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Yes? Go back to you. All right, anything else? Announcement?
Yes, sir. LISD has a staff development day this Friday, and so there will be no classes for LISD students this Friday. Wednesday, February 23rd is report card day for elementary and middle schools, and it's progress report day for our high schools. The LISD board has scheduled a special called meeting for Thursday, February 24th at 5:30 p.m. And the LISD Chess Invitational Tournament is planned for Saturday, February 26th at LJ Kristen Middle School from 8 to 12. We have 100 rated players and 250 non-rated players for elementary through high school level students. And we have board committee meetings scheduled as follows. Student Services Committee is set for Monday, February 28th at 11 a.m., followed by the Compliance and Accountability meeting at 5:30. Operations is going to be on Tuesday, March the 1st at 5:15. Curriculum and Instruction will be held on Wednesday, March the 2nd at 9 a.m. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Correct, okay. And the Business and Support Services Committee meeting is Thursday, March the 3rd at 5:30 p.m. And the regular monthly meeting is on for Thursday, March the 10th at 5:30 p.m. And that's all I have for now. Yes, sir. Thank you.
The youth parade. You already said that, right?
No, the youth parade is tomorrow, Thursday at 6 p.m. and we have seats at the grandstand.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
So move.